So I'll just start out by saying I've never been a big fan of the hype train when it comes to exploits. But given my research and the time that I have spent here recently looking at all of this stuff by the Flow Zero, I can say that I absolutely believe that this is the big one. And what do I mean by that? I believe that we are just mere months away from having a full kernel exploit for the PlayStation 4 11.0 and under, or for the PlayStation 5 at 8.20 and under. So why don't we go ahead and start unpacking this right now? So this tweet came out by The Flow back on September the 22nd, and it's pretty famous now because it just simply said, spoiler alert, don't update. Now, The Flow gave some more information in here, such as, hey, just reported those very cool bugs, so it might take a while until disclosure. Now, let's go ahead and let's fast forward to just the other day on February the 3rd, which came from TyphoonCon, and it was a PlayStation 4 Kernel RCE will be presented by The Flow at TyphoonCon 24. It says right here how a successful exploitation of kernel vulnerabilities in a network protocol on the PlayStation 4 can be abused to achieve RCE with kernel privileges on the console. And so after reading that, I can tell you that this title is absolutely not accurate. This is not just a PlayStation 4 kernel RCE. This is absolutely a PlayStation 4 and a PlayStation 5 kernel RCE. And I say all of that because I believe that this is all based off of this 18-year-old CVE that keeps being brought up and talked about over here in the scene. This is that it allows remote attackers to cause either a denial of service panic, obtain sensitive information, or what we think is going on in this case, which is executing arbitrary code via crafted a LCP packet with an option length that exceeds the overall length, which triggers the overflow. Now, there is a proof of concept of this that is currently out, and this is basically just a Python script. Now, what is interesting in here is that there are some notes on how to get this to work. It says it does require Python 3 and Scapy, and it says connect your PS4 or your PS5 directly to the PC via the LAN cable. Set up the PS4, PS5 for manual Ethernet via PPOE, and then it says use test internet connection on the console, and then you just launch the script, and then if it works, it will crash your console. Now, a ton of folks have already tried this on their systems, and they have been able to successfully crash their consoles. Now, it says right here that this should work on PS4 11 and lower, or on the PS5 8.20 or lower. This matches all of the information and the research that I've been able to find so far, and it does finally state down here that this is supposedly what the Flow reported on HackerOne. Now, heading back over to the conference tweet, you can go to the site and then navigate over and find this page, which describes it a little bit more in detail. This is about how to successfully get kernel vulnerabilities using a network protocol on the PlayStation 4, which is based on FreeBSD. Now, there's a bunch of different keywords in here that also start matching up with this CVE right here. Now, let's just continue, and it says that I'll show the internals of the IPv6 protocol, which can be abused to achieve an information leak and to redirect control flow to get RCE with kernel privileges on the console. Now, the most important part down here is that it says this exploit enables a jailbreak without requiring a user entry point, such as a WebKit exploit. And so why I keep thinking that this is such the big one is that we've always been limited, I would say, that our WebKit exploit and the kernel exploit needed to be on the same version, meaning that if we had a WebKit exploit on maybe a 1.00 and maybe we had a kernel exploit on 3, we couldn't actually activate that 3.00 kernel exploit because our 1.0 WebKit isn't the same version as the kernel, which was 3.00. So this is very, very, very good news, especially for us in the scene, because now we should be able to activate this on at least a PlayStation 4 up to 11.00 or a PlayStation 5 on up to 8.40. And now I did see a couple of tools as I was researching this for those of you that may want to try this out and maybe wants a graphical user interface. There is this one right here by Master, and this is obviously over here on their GitHub. And so what will come out of this, I absolutely do not know, but I have a very good suspicion that there is going to be nothing but happiness coming for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 homebrew users in the coming months. And so I'll just go ahead and I'll pass the question off to you. Is this how you understand it? Is there something that I missed? Let me know down in the comments below. So thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Michael, out!